incredible to see it growing and growing and growing. And what we're telling everybody as we watch it grow is that this is important. Life is not the abortion issue. The reality of how abortion impacts women and men and children is not a provincial issue. And if it is a provincial issue, we don't care if it's a provincial issue. Because we're here to say life is the choice and women are hurt by abortion. And that's why we're here today. And I'm gonna bring up, for the first time, we have a doctor has come forward on his own initiative and asked to share his story of the years when he was performing abortion. So we asked, this is Dr. Wong, who's an OBGYN from Sacramento and is now the acting director of the Alternative Pregnancy Center. So let's give him a very warm welcome.
Thank you very much, Dolores, and I hope to have an opportunity to thank each and every one of you for coming out today to support life, to protect life. I'm also very thankful for my colleagues here. These are other doctors and nurses. These colleagues of mine are champions for life as well. I wanted to talk to you about a unique perspective of abortion. And I've got to just check because I think there are not too many of you who have taken the life of another human being. If you have taken the life of another human being, could you please raise your hand? It's very difficult for me to say this. I want to explain my banner, which I brought. And if you can't see the banner, it says, done hundreds of abortions and now regret the destruction of every precious life. So that statement bears some explanation because I think there are a couple of questions you could have regarding that statement. How does someone who works so hard to go to a good college, to get good grades, to get into medical school, to study hard to try to benefit humanity, end up performing an abortion? Well, what happened is that in 1987, I completed my residency in obstetrics and gynecology. And like most young doctors, there was a little debt to be paid financially. And we're looking for a little extra work to be done. Now, there were several different options, and I chose all of them. One option was to work extra nights in our delivery room to deliver babies and to do C-sections. Another option was to perform surgery in the evening for women who needed hysterectomies and other surgery. And another option, which I wanted to talk about, was our evening abortion clinics. The evening abortion clinics were easy money because you were allowed 3 hours to do these procedures, but if you were efficient, you could get in and out in an hour and a half. And in a way, I had to delude myself that this was the right thing to do. The important part is that I was not yet a Christian, and life did not have the same value in my mind as it does today. And I rationalized the performing of an abortion because I worked for a healthcare company that was obligated to provide abortion services to our members. I said to myself, hey, it's not my decision. This woman made the decision, and I'm just here to carry out her decision. And after all, who was I to say that her decision was wrong? And it was with that mindset that I performed hundreds of abortions over a period of approximately 7 years. Now, the next question about this statement of I did 100 abortions, and then something changed. And what changed is that God got a hold of me. As I was growing up, I was trying to figure out what was my purpose in life, what happens after I die, and I really couldn't find an answer. And it was through the death of an 18-year-old mother while I was working in our delivery room that my world was turned upside down. The pride I had in my expertise was shattered. My career was in jeopardy, and I made a deal with God. And I told God that if He got me through this ordeal, and if He would let me practice medicine, then I would be His. And I'm so glad that I am. I'm not a very fast learner, but over several months, I learned that God created us in His image, that each of us is fearfully and wonderfully made, that we all have a purpose to do good works. And as I was thinking about my new life as a Christian, I really wondered why it is that God took me down this path of such evil to destroy and end babies' lives. And I was at church looking at a bulletin, and there was an opportunity to volunteer at a pregnancy center. A crisis pregnancy center called Alternatives Pregnancy Center, a faith-based organization where loving people share the love of Christ with women who are contemplating abortion. And my medical expertise and my license enabled us to become a medical clinic where we can now provide ultrasound examinations and show women who is really living inside of their wombs. And it's been an incredible blessing for me to have been a medical director at Alternatives Pregnancy Center in Sacramento. In many respects, I say it's been my rehab. I grow spiritually every time I go to visit. And looking back on these hundreds of abortions, I just need to say that from this end, after having seen so much pain, so much suffering, the end of so many lives, that abortion is barbaric. Abortion is intolerable. Abortion is irrational. And abortion has no place in any civilized society.